Welcome to those of you that are new. Welcome to our returning community that we've been creating over these last few weeks. And my name is Wendie, if I'm new to you, and welcome to all of you on the live stream, and welcome to anyone who watches this on the recording. I'd like to acknowledge the land that I'm on, the historical land of the Ramaytush people and the Lamshan tribelet. I am in Redwood City, California, and we are all in a very interesting, challenging time. So glad to be meditating with you and glad to have you all here and hopefully giving you a little respite and a little resilience for the time that we find ourselves in. So I decided, wasn't sure what I was going to do today, and I decided to go back to the body, to ground us in the body and to ground us in the breath. And I did also look at the portion of the week today, and there's a lot about the body in this week's Torah portion. So it seems to fit in that, and I'll share a little bit of that. But just as a reminder that meditation is a great tool and a great practice to help us during challenging times. We calm the nervous system down. We remind ourselves that we can be present in our body. And even though our nervous system is agitated, we are safe in this moment, and we get to remind ourselves of that. And then we can respond to whatever is happening in the world and in our life from a place that is more skillful and more settled. And so today, as we focus on the body, I hope to give you some rejuvenation and for both your spirit and to be able to give you some time to let go of anxiety, which may be creeping up. So today is going to be mostly about the breath and then adding some layers into it. Oh, I realized I forgot to bring my meditation bowl. I'll bring that over in a second. And I'm going to guide us through. We'll start with a breath meditation and then adding a few more pieces to that. So we'll be hopefully meditating a little bit longer, and I'll be talking a little bit less to set it up because I think we need a little bit longer meditation today. Today is Torah portion Vayera. At the end of last week's Torah portion, Abraham and every male in Abraham's tribe, all the people, including slaves and indentured people, his son from Hagar and his son from Sarah, everybody was circumcised. That's the end of that portion. And then this week's portion, we pick up where the first thing that it says, the very beginning is, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh appeared to Abraham as he was sitting in the entrance of his tent at the hottest time of the day. Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, that name, unpronounceable name of God that holds all of beingness in it. And so the ground of being that many name God appeared to Abraham as he was sitting. When I was training as a Jewish meditation teacher, this is one of those portions that was interpreted to maybe Abraham was meditating. And in that meditation, he was able to connect with the ground of being, God, that oneness, that sense of what is beyond the small self. I don't know if that's the case or not, but it is, I couldn't let it pass this week because that portion is, even if Abraham wasn't meditating, he was sitting and waiting, and what arose from him was a deep connection to the one who has that he listens to. So there's a lot of listening as well as sitting and being in this portion. some people also speculate that he was recovering from his circumcision, and that would also make sense as well, that we need to take time to recover when we've had any kind of big something that in the body, in the spirit. So I think both of those are good teachers for us today. And it takes time, and it takes a letting go of being overly connected and connected to the world to be able to tap into that deep connection and that deep resilience. Another thing that comes up in this week's portion is the word Hineini, and it comes up twice, two different places. Hineini is the Hebrew for here I am, and the chant I'm going to take us into the meditation with today is Hineini chant that I was inspired to write. It's just the word Hineini, here I am, reminding us to be in this moment, in this body, and to not worry about what's happening in the future, and to let go of anything that has happened in the past, and to be right here in this moment. So in the portion, there's a lot going on in this portion. So besides God appearing, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, appearing to Abraham, we have strangers appear. We have the story of Sodom and the destruction of Sodom, and Lot's wife turning into a pillar of salt. We have Hagar and Ishmael being sent out. We have the near sacrifice of Isaac. It's just full of a lot of challenges. And in one of those places, or to the very last portion where Isaac is going off with Abraham, sees that there's going to be a sacrifice, but there's no animal for the sacrifice. And Isaac says, Father, and Abraham responds, Hineini, here I am, my son. And later, as Abraham has his knife and he's ready to, it literally says he's ready to take the knife on his son Isaac, a messenger of God says, Abraham, wait. And Abraham responds, Hineini, here I am. So very powerful word reminding us to stop and be present, to pay attention, to be right in this moment. And what is this moment telling us? To reconnect with ourselves, that we are okay, we're here, and we can stop any kind of runaway train of thoughts and nervous system and come back to being present in the moment. So that's what I'd like to invite you all to do today, and to think about as we go into the chant and then into the meditation, to acknowledge the state that you're in and where you are, to acknowledge it first, and then to see if it can unfold, if there can be some release once you acknowledge this is where I am, but I'm this and I'm here. So I might be agitated, I might be troubled, I might be depressed, I might be happy. I don't know what you're feeling inside. I might be multitudes. I might be many things. In this moment, though, I can let go and be present with myself, ground myself in my breath, and then go back into engaging with the world and the challenges that may be with us today. So that's my intention for you. I'll give you an opportunity as we do the meditation right in the beginning if you want to set your own intention as well. So please sit comfortably, and if you'd like to close your eyes or whatever feels comfortable to you, softly focus. Oh, I forgot to change this orientation. There, now you can see me a little better. So I'm definitely needing this meditation today too. So glad that we're all here together. So Hineini, here I am. Oh, getting the meditation bowl so that I can also ring this. I'll do a little wake up bell between the different sections of the meditation. Hineini, 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 So take a nice breath in and let it go. Breathing in and breathing out, finding your own breath rhythm, feeling the breath flowing in, nice cool air, and as you breathe it out, it being warmed by your life energy. Breathing in and receiving life-giving oxygen. Breathing out and releasing excess carbon dioxide. Breathing in the breath of the world of all creation, and breathing out into and merging your out breath with all of creation. Our breath connects us to the source of all creation and all life. As we breathe in and out, we remember that we are part of a much larger web of life, a web of multitudes of people, part of a globe that is part of a universe that all comes and sources from the same life creative force. So as we breathe, we reconnect with that sense of our being part of something much, much larger that we cannot understand or comprehend, and we don't need to. We just know that we are part and connected to something much larger. As we breathe in, we notice the front of the body expand, the lungs and the belly. And as we breathe out, we notice the belly and the lungs contracting, but the spine staying nice and firm and tall. Breathing in, softening the front of the body, and breathing out and noticing the strength in the back of the body. We are both of these at the same time, both vulnerable and supple and strong and firm. And as we breathe in the next few breaths, inviting the mind to settle with each breath a little bit more. Imagine the breath taking us down to a quieter place, a place of being, a place of receiving and resting. And if there's any intention that you want or need to set for yourself about our time today, you can do that now. I intend to, or I release, or I wish for. Set that intention for yourself. We also can hold people that we love that are dear to us, who may not be with us right now, but they're in our hearts. And we bring them in as well. Lori can't be here today with us, and she asked that we bring her in. And imagining the breath like an ocean that has troughs and peaks. The breath comes in and the breath goes out. We receive the breath and we let go of the breath. The breath reminds us that we are constantly in motion, never fixed. It invites us to ride the wave of our experience, being present to what is arising, knowing that what is challenging can also fall away. And what is good can also fall away. This is life. So we take a few minutes, breathing in and receiving, breathing out and letting go, using the breath as our guide to relax and release. And as thoughts come up, as they will most certainly, when you notice them, let them go. Imagine the thoughts drifting away with the next exhale, like on a cloud, coming back to just simply noticing, breathing in and breathing out. If it's helpful for you, you may want to say those words to yourself in your mind. Breathing in, I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I'm breathing out. please feel free to stay right where you are with this meditation, following the breath. And if you'd like to add on or add to, you can also periodically add a sigh. So as we prepare for a sigh, we take a deep, full belly breath. And then as you exhale, exhale more slowly, just like that. You can also add a noise. So taking a deep breath, inhale, and exhaling. Big breath in and letting it go. You may want to do a couple of sighs as you feel moved to do that. Either sighing with a noise or just a longer, slower exhale. Feeling the gratitude for being alive and the breath in the body on the inhale, and exhaling and letting go of whatever you want to give over, whatever you don't want to hold in this moment. We'll take a few more minutes, feeling free and comfortable to do what feels right for you, whether it's to add sighs or not. So we can add in another practice to our breath, along with our breath, which is the somatic touch. Our breath calms the nervous system, and our touch sensation makes us feel safe and cared for. So we can touch the skin as we breathe. I learned this on a meditation, my last meditation retreat in January, that it is a meditative practice to honor the body's need for touch. And so I invite you, as you continue to let your breath be your main companion during this time, to see if you're called to stroke the back of one hand with the other, or the side of the cheek, maybe with the back of the hand, or to feel your hands together. The love and the caress which we can offer to another, we can offer to ourselves. We bring even more of the body into this practice, knowing that our sense of sensation can help us tap into our own resilience and be as present as possible during this time. And as always, following the breath in and out of the body, helping it connect you to the oneness of all. And as thoughts arise, letting them go and returning to the breath as your focus for the next few minutes. And the last option to add into our breath meditation is to place a hand on the heart. You may be called to move it around um, or keep it still, whichever works for you. But placing that hand with the pressure on our heart, a sign of comfort for ourselves, the recognition of the heart that cares and carries so much that it too needs, especially during challenging times, to be held with love and compassion, a heart that can break. You may want to imagine sending your breath towards the heart with love, or simply feeling. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat in your chest. The rising and the falling of the breath, the receiving and releasing. We invite the heart to feel care and comfort and compassion, to feel the sense of grounding in the oneness, to be connected to the all, the beingness that is embodied in Yud He Vav He, the one that many name God. So in our last few minutes, continuing to let the breath invite us to relax and release and feel more fully present and in our bodies. Returning back to a connected outward focus. If your eyes are closed, when you're ready, you can open them, noticing your surroundings, noticing sounds, the chair you're sitting in, the faces of people that you see in the meditation. And I wanted to leave us with a beautiful poem called Listening to Winter by Macrina Wiederkehr. She's a Benedictine sister in Arkansas. I am listening. I am listening to the season of contemplation, to the urgency of the world's need for reflection. I am listening to all that waits within the earth, to bulbs and seeds, to deep roots dreaming. I am listening to the sacred winter rest. I am listening. I'm listening to long nights, comforting darkness, fruitful darkness, beautiful darkness. I'm listening to the darkness of the winter season. I'm listening to the sparks of hope within the darkness. I am listening. I am listening to the storms raging out my window, to the storms raging in my heart. I'm listening to all that makes me pull my cloak a little tighter. I'm listening to trust buried deep in the ground of my being. I am listening. I am listening to the kind permission of the season to rest more often, to reflect more deeply, to pray without words. I am listening to the sacrament of non-doing. I am listening. So may you find time to listen to what is stirring inside of you and have people to share it with if that feels important. And I honor and appreciate all of you for being here today and what we're all holding. And may you know that you are created in the image of the divine, in the image of Yah. May you tap into that for whatever strength and resilience you need during this time. And so in the divine, in the image of the divine, I say, but B'Tselem Yah to all of you as we leave.